I think Elon Musk is right on saying that this is bloated, but for him to just totally blow up their whole relationship because of this, I feel like there's much more to the story than just the big, beautiful bill. So what do you think, Craig?
I think that when you are so tied to somebody for such a extended amount of time.
Real quick, extended amount of time, since they became good friends when Trump was assassinated,
Yes.
and that was almost assassinated, and roughly when was that?
It was June 2024.
June, okay, yeah. So yeah, about a year ago, they've been tight for this past year. So.
And they were, I mean, tied to the hip, not just tight, but tied to the hip.
He was the de facto vice president, they were calling.
You don't just show up at the Oval Office and hang out, like that. So, but I think what you see here, it's very simple. You have two very large ego men, right? You have the president of the United States, extreme power. You got one of the richest men in the world, extreme power, with they're big egos. And
is that what you think this is, Craig? Is it a power struggle?
Yeah, for sure. But
even if you're Elon, and this is what I would think. I think Elon, I know he's a billionaire. He might think he's more powerful than Donald Trump. And even if you think you're more powerful than Donald Trump is the sitting president. So I would feel like they would be better to kind of, even if you think you're more important, to take the number 2 role and be submissive to Donald Trump. Even if you have this big billionaire ego mindset. You know what I mean? Like Mark Cuban was always trying to go after Trump. Why do they feel like they have to be better than Donald Trump, I guess is my point. Why does Elon Musk feel like he has the best Donald Trump? Why can't he just be number 2, and then when Donald Trump is not president anymore, then Elon Musk can be number 1.
You think Elon Musk is going to be president of the United States?
I think he's going to try to do something or have a position that's similar to the power level of president.
Man, that'd be interesting. Oh, he needs to lead the bureaucrats because that's who really runs everything, right?
Yeah, the unelected bureaucrats. You're right. I mean, I don't know. Elon, is a reality? Can he be president? No, because he's not born in this country. But could something change and make it illegal? I don't know. With legislation and the way things change, you just never know what could happen. And Barack Obama is a gay Muslim, and they let him be president. He wasn't even born here. So I don't know if that matters where you're born. But I want to pull up full screen number 1. This is the original tweet where Elon is saying that Donald Trump will not release the Epstein files because he's in the Epstein files. But I hate to break it to Elon. We already knew that Trump was in the Epstein files. We knew that he was on the Lolita Express and that he flew it allegedly, from the story that we hear, without Jeffrey Epstein. And according to the Trump camp, the story is that Donald Trump was friends with the guy because the guy was a powerful person that was friends with lots of billionaires. But when Trump found out that he was doing nefarious things with children, that he immediately 86'd him from Mar-a-Lago, and he didn't let him be a member of his club anymore. And so that story sounds very black and white and very good. And Donald Trump is, obviously did the right thing by 86ing a pedophile from his club. But I guess what people are getting mad at, what relationship conspired before Epstein was kicked out of the club, and what is Donald Trump hiding, if anything? So, Craig, what do you think? Is Donald Trump not releasing the Epstein files because his name is in it a few times?
I'm sorry, I need to back up real quick because I was really having a hard time figuring out what you meant by 86. I just don't understand this vernacular that you're throwing out.
That's good. That's a James Comey reference, and you're tall like James Comey.
I didn't quite understand it. But to answer, look, I think everybody's on the Epstein list. Literally everybody. You can go to the left, right, and everywhere in between, and you're going to find people who are on the list, whether they did anything or not. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. If they're on the list, it is what it is. Because
you're guilty by association.
1,000%. 1,000. Elon Musk probably on the list, for God's sakes. Who knows?
Yeah.
But if what you're saying is true, and what Trump is saying is true about if they found out that as soon as they found out that Epstein was doing bad things, they got him out, which I believe that's what 86.
That's the story that they tell us. Is that
that's a good thing. But as we all know, there's the story that's sold here, there's a story that's here, and then there's the truth in between. Right.
Craig, you're a smart guy, so you understand this probably better than most people, but full screen number 3, this is a shock. He actually tweeted that he's calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump. Now,
wait, what?
Yes, this is actually a real tweet. I know it's hard to see on the monitor because it's kind of far away, but yes, that he's actually calling for the impeachment. This seems like a step too far. So there's something really serious. It's not just the big, beautiful bill if you're calling for his impeachment. When y'all were just best friends not a month ago.
3 days ago, he was in the Oval Office. Then over here smiling and jerking each other off. And
tweeting about how he's so happy with his role as Doge and it's coming to an end and it's all positive.
How do you go from hanging out in the Oval Office and 3 days later being like, well, I guess it's time to impeach him? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. How do things go so bad so quickly? Did he sleep with his trans kid? Maybe that's...
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? And that's why Elon got radicalized, because he has a weird trans kid that constantly roasts Elon and makes fun of Elon and says, did you hear this, because you're a gaming person, that Elon has a proxy player on his game, Warhammer or whatever it is? What game does he play?
The game he plays is Path of Exile, I believe.
Path of Exile, yes. And he has a proxy gamer that is gaming. And they caught that because his player was gaming while he was at a thing.
It goes back to ego, man. It goes like, how do you run, four multi-billion-dollar companies, send rockets to space, do the boring company, and still get to the max level in your video game? That's impossible, right? That's a full-time job times 3 by itself. So yes, naturally you're going to have somebody play. And look what I did.
Wait, time out. You said naturally outsourcing video games. I thought the whole point. And I get
No. I'm saying in his case that naturally he would do that. Because once again, it comes back to, look at this great thing that I did. I did this in Path of Exile. I did this great thing.
And he can say that and know that even though he didn't earn it, he can see. You think that he can act? See, I would, and I'm not like some super moral guy, and I think I have morals, but I'm saying if I had a video game and I was, let's play a video game I did, NFL Madden or something.
Or Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail, exactly. I won. I'm the best Oregon Trail player ever, but some other guy played it and they gave me the trophy. I would not want the trophy. I would be like, this feels dirty.
Well, Elon Musk he is a high-level player, to be clear, but he's not like the
Doesn't that almost make it worse that you're a high-level player and you're going to cheat when you're actually good at something? Like, why not just, and he doesn't have the time to hone his skills, but why have a proxy player play for you? It just ruins the whole integrity of the game for the other players as well.
I don't think there's many billionaires that have a whole lot of integrity.
Yeah,
I'm just going to throw it out there, like, especially when you're look, I think Elon Musk has done some really great things, right? But I think he's probably also a piece of shit, most likely. I think most people that are in that political sphere, or at least that bracket of taxes, probably have done some really bad things. But once again, what do you take, the good and the bad, with things?
And that's a good point, because even Donald Trump's not perfect, Elon Musk is not perfect. So like, we kind of hold people to an unfair standard sometimes. But this is a standard that I am going to hold him to. Elon Musk unfollowed Charlie Kirk. Now, I think this is a little ridiculous. Charlie Kirk was instrumental in helping Trump win. He does great work with Turning Point USA, obviously, and I'm very loyal to Charlie because Charlie's helped me out a lot. The fact that Elon Musk would go after Charlie Kirk, that seems like a real crash out.
Is he going after him by unfollowing?
Yes, that is sending a message. I know it seems like it's not a big deal, but when you're at that level and you follow those people and people monitor who you follow, by unfollowing somebody is sending a message saying, fuck you.
I'll tell you, from my perspective on all this, it's going to be so amazing to watch straight up. People are going to get whiplash from the way they're reacting to this, specifically like in the video game world, right? The video game world is Looney Tunes, and they have hated Elon Musk up when they were told to hate him, right? And now they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Elon Musk, he's against Trump or whatever, and it's going to flip back and forth, and all these people are going to be praising him. Like I said, the same people who were firebombing the cars.
Oh, your friend Martin O'Donnell's in the chat.
Marty,
shout out Martin. We like Martin. Martin's a good guy. Thank you, Martin, for being in the chat.
Marty's going to be running for Congress.
No, Marty, running for Congress. Come on the show. We will help your campaign any way possible. I know he's a busy guy, but please, when you're on the campaign trail doing a bunch of interviews, please consider coming on. Okay, Craig, we only have a few more minutes, but I want to get to Trump's response. And we didn't get to talk about DSP. We didn't even get into you. We were talking to you. Got to come back. You're in the Metroplex.
Yeah, I'll come back anytime.
Okay, real quick though. Unfollows Charlie Kirk. Elon calls Trump a liar. Now, let's get into Trump's response. Let's go full screen 8. Trump calls Elon crazy. Crazy is, isn't that kind of a lazy word to call somebody crazy? Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars and nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. Now, this is also my problem with Elon Musk, is that Tesla is valued as the most powerful and highest evaluated car company in the world. Yet they only make electric vehicles that go like 400 miles. And Ford makes diesel trucks that are on every single construction site in America. So it doesn't make sense that Tesla would have a higher evaluation than Ford Motor Company, a company that's been in business for over 100 years, or whatever, however long they've been in business. So it just doesn't make sense. So I think he's pumped up by the government. And now we're having a faction of billionaires versus Elon. But I would say that Donald Trump usually comes with the hammer, right? I don't know if this is that kind of, what am I trying to think about? What is a counterattack? I don't know if that's a good counterstrike from Donald Trump, not the counterstrike that I expected.
No, and not the counterstrike that Elon doesn't play. That's a video game reference.
Yeah, we know.
Sorry. My whole thing with this, what is the next 48 hours? What's the next week? What's the next month look like? What's the next 4 years look like now that the person who, look, Elon did a lot to get Trump elected.
He helped.
And now apparently they're mortal enemies, right? So how long before the nukes are dropped and we all die?
Nukes are fake, actually. We can get into that in another episode.
Okay.
But real quick, SOT number 2, though, and I'm happy that we're getting into the conspiracy stuff before the show ends. Now, I don't know, Craig, how familiar you are with the occult or you are with the Illuminati, but in the Illuminati, they do things called humiliation rituals. And oftentimes, through how you get in the Illuminati is they make you do something, sexual with a child, or with, you're straight, but they make you do something gay. Or not make you, but they film you doing something gay so they have leverage on
Hart.
Kevin Hart. Or they say all the gay guys they put in dresses, yada, yada, yada. So in this humiliation ritual, there's famous people like the Pope had a black eye, George Bush had a black eye, and oftentimes they get these black eyes when these people are going through weird trials and tribulations, and oftentimes they never have a really good reason why they have it.
Just to be clear, you're saying black eye.
Yeah, not black guy, black eye.
I wasn't quite sure.
So let's play full screen, or SOT number 2, or let's play this clip.
Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval Desk. And even with the black eye, I said, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore.
So do you see this picture? This is what is called the Black Eye Club. So now in his humiliation ritual, Elon Musk is either at the end of it. I don't know the timeline of why you get the eye, but usually you get it when they give you a bunch of, this is allegedly speculation, when they give you a bunch of power and it doesn't go the way you wanted, like George Bush or other famous people. Bono's had a black eye. I mean, there's an endless amount of celebrities that have had this black eye. And like I said, it's conveniently enough, it's oftentimes when they're going through some sort of, a public scandal. So do you think that Elon Musk, wouldn't he be a good candidate for the Illuminati? Am I that crazy for thinking that?
Wouldn't Elon Musk just buy the Illuminati if he was?
No, that's why the Illuminati, they're so rich, they're bigger than that. Like the Illuminati is, when you and I think of rich, we think like Elon's rich because he has $42 billion. But when you think about the Illuminati, you got to think about like the Saudi family. Like they have trillions of dollars. You know what I mean? Their wealth is in the T. So the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, we're talking about like the
Saudis and the Illuminati?
Yeah, the Saudis, they're in their own kind of faction. Oh yeah, the Saudis, all the Jews, the Christians, the Chinese, they're all kind of part of it, and they all have different things, and there's a power struggle.
You're giving me so much to go down the
rabbit hole, yes, we are, and we're going to go down the rabbit hole on another episode, but before we go, real quick, actually, so I think Elon's participating in a humiliation ritual, and something bad is probably going to happen between Elon and Trump, but I don't think it's going to be a nuclear war, but it is going to be something bad.
They're fake.
A false flag attack or something like that. But Jimmy, were you just saying something in my ear? Remember to rip. Oh yeah, we forgot. I meant to do it the lighter. We just want to say, Elon, you are officially, even though it's Pride Month, you're gay and dead to us. You'll never be straight. I don't care how many babies you put in Ashley St. Clair's womb. You will always be a gay, fake, homosexual to me.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself